In March 2019, we had an opportunity to visit Cuba. After flying into Miami, we headed directly to the port where we boarded 7 Seas Voyager. We had 3 stops: Santiago de Cuba on the southeastern end of the island, Cienfuegos in the south-central part of the island, and Havana in northwestern Cuba. In total, we spent 7 days visiting the island. Sail away was at 5 p.m. From Miami, we made a quick stop in Nassau before continuing on to Cuba. After a sea day, we arrived in Santiago de Cuba just as the sun was rising. We spent 2 days here. The Spanish forts, some dating from the 16th century, protect the harbor entrances. Santiago de Cuba is the most Caribbean of the cities we visited. It was here that Teddy Roosevelt made a name for himself by helping the Cuban people gain their independence from Spain. Years later, Fidel would launch his revolution from Santiago de Cuba. Musicians played in city squares, nightclubs, and other performance spaces. Music was playing everywhere. The second port, Cienfuegos, is known for art and French-influenced architecture. Throughout our trip, we found that the Cuban people were open and friendly.
barrio la cachimba se ha formado la corredera. En el barrio la cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, con sus sirenas. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas, con sus sirenas.
The sculptures in the art park were made from discarded junk. It was a bit quirky and fun to explore.
Y el cuarto de Tula, el cuyo candela, se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. Y el cuarto de Tula, mira que el cuyo candela, se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. Y el cuarto de Tula, que cogió candela, se quedó dormida, no apagó las velas.
Our final stop was in Havana, where we spent 2 days. As we entered Havana Harbor, we could see the waves crashing along the seawall that protects the city. Opposite the seawall, the Morro Castle, built in 1589, protects the harbor entrance. The La Cabaña Fort, located on the eastern side of the harbor, was completed in 1774. We had several people-to-people tours, including a walking tour of the old city and a visit to La Cabaña. We saw horse-drawn carts, pedal taxis, and other modes of transportation, including old cars, during the trip. We saw a large number of modern cars and tour buses throughout the trip, most of which were made in Korea and China. These classic car owners earn money by operating sightseeing tours. Most of the old cars we saw were in Havana. Would we visit Cuba again? Absolutely.